Traditions and customs are national treasure. Kazakh people observe traditions over many centuries. The Great Steppe is an amulet of the country. You can watch the customs and traditions of the Kazakhs in the Modern Nomads program. The ways of raising a decent child are one of the more valuable parts of the nomad heritage. Developing effective ways of upbringing was critical for the nation that traveled should a new season come. Raising an individual that reveres and loves the vast steppe and will strive to preserve it wouldn't be possible without instilling the bond from the baby's first steps. The first words that a baby utters would be the names of the animals. As soon as the baby is capable of living out the traditions, they were introduced into her life. This way, separating the traditions of upbringing from the other traditions is practically impossible.
Баланың өсіп жетілу өзінің физиологиялық ерекшелігіне сай, жаңағы жас бала, сәби, ойын баласы, жеткіншек.
Depending on the physiological state of development, the baby receives different names from jas bala, suckling, sabi, baby, oyin, play, bala, jitigen, tween, bozbala, teenager, adolescent, and further up on the ladder of maturity. An important moment of introduction of the baby to her surrounding happens when she grows to become oyin bala. First and foremost, the elements of her surrounding are shown in the connection to what comes from where. What is this? And what about that? What is milk? Where does it come from? The acquaintance with the animals around starts from learning the names of the ones closer to home: sheep, horses, dogs, cows, and goats. Now, the staple elements of food from dairy are unequivocally learned before anything else.
Ұғымдарды қалыптастыру, ментал ұғымдарды. Жаңағы бұл не, ол не деген тәрізді. Айталық, жаңағы көшпелі ортадағы негізгіне енді мал шаруашылығы, мал өнімдерімен салыстырайық. Мал өнімдерін мен жаңағы баланы таныта бастау.
The ancient traditions of child rearing are still relevant and used in the modern households. Seemingly transferred by blood, the tradition of play asik came easy to Mansour, a young habitant of Almaty. He saw the village boys play it once, now he teaches his urban classmates to do the same. His tendency to pick up such small elements of the Kazakh culture is rooted in his upbringing. Despite the fact that he lives in the city, he shows interest and is well versed in the agricultural terms and animal care, and enjoys playing asik.
Мансур өзі асық ойнағанды жақсы көреді. Мал шаруашылығына көбірек жақынырақ деп айтуға болады.
Mansour spends his leisure time playing asik. Likes the idea of cattle breeding. He wrote and defended an independent paper on the benefits and properties of the cattle breeding in the 2nd grade. Upon his request, we took him to the rural parts of the region to study the animals. With one of his papers, he won the Republican Young Talent Award. He strives to revive and preserve the national traditions in our family. Makes sure to receive his grandfather's blessings and travels the country often.
Сақтауға өте тырысады семьямызда. Атасының батасын алып тұрады. Ауылға жиі барып тұрады жазғы демалыстарда.
Ең көшпелі ортадағы ең кең таралған дүние асық ойындары. Асық ойындарының 40 шақты түрлері бар. Оның жаңағы ептілікке, қозғалысқа,
we could say that the games involving animal bones were very popular among the nomadic youth. One of them is asik, chuko bone. Asik games came in 40 different kinds. The games developed the child's motor skills, logic, and reasoning, besides making her move more and learn to be fast. The many ways an asik is positioned can make their player dizzy. Alshi, taiki, biuk, buge, shik, shige are the few. Al-Lishi is the most beneficial position, that the player has to learn as well. This notion has spread far outside the context of the game and has become a blessing of its own. Asigin al-Sinan Tusin. May your cards always play right. Seemingly innocuous game of asik is only a stepping stone on the way of learning deeper understanding of the nomad philosophy that a child is lured to.
мүшесіндегі бір анатомиялық құрылымның түрі атау ғана емес, оның ар жағында ғұрыптық ортамен танысудың ары қарай үлкен мәні бар екендігін осы жерде жаңағы бала игере бастайды.
Asik oynagan azadi is an old proverb meaning Asik players are winners by life. Why so? The game gave youngsters the opportunity to learn certain skills very quickly. The new words and names for the game are soaked in by the child effortlessly. Enveloped in the context of the game, the skills of preciseness, street smarts, and agility pass under conscious radar of the child brain. Good aiming, fast calculation of the best trajectory, and patience are necessary to win and are considered an art. Besides helping the child develop motor skills, the game requires mental agility and ingenuity. The game also requires the player to think outside of the box. Probably this is why Mansour is so entranced with this game. Fast-minded, nimble boy seeks multifaceted development, and his experience of playing Asik comes very handy. He manages the boys around him, teaches them how to play, and takes great pride in his collection of Asiks that he keeps in a canvas bag. These games are our heritage. I think we should introduce them back to schools and kindergartens, revived before another generation of children who never saw Asiks growing up. The rules of child rearing in the Kazakh culture is almost a science that has no books to refer to. Starting on the day when the child can focus on one thing, she is imbibed with traditional values. The moment a boy can keep himself atop of a horse, he is instilled with the notions of benevolence. The ethnographers say that the introduction of the new baby to the world starts from the natural environment. The environment was everything the nomads had. It reflected their joys and sorrows, their freedom and their restrictions. Growing up to know the names of the trees, mountains, lakes, and rivers, and animals meant to grow up successfully. By the time the children were 9 to 10, they knew about the properties of the wild plants and trees.
Өсімдіктің ішіндегі жас баланың ең өзінің шамасына келетін дүние не? Арша. Өте киелі өсімдік. Бұл жаңағы гигиеналық, тазалық, аромалық жаңағы осындай қасиеттері бар. Бұны қазақ ортада бұл аршаны неге?
For example, juniper bushes were ubiquitously present in the mountains. Any child could reach out and experience it. Juniper is known for its antiseptic hygienic properties. This way, the twigs of juniper were added into the water vessels used to wash hands and faces. Juniper helped keep the water clean. The essential juniper solutions were used for the mouth hygiene and dental care. All these uses were carefully explained to the child. Gradually, children learn about the properties of mint, juniper, and asik. They grow up to be friends with their environment. A child that knows her way around mountains, forests, and lakes easily picks up the trait of his ancestors. She knows what jailaos and kustas are used for. She knows when the cattle needs to be fed and which type needs extra care. The children that saddle the horse early literally become one with their animals or horse-minded. There is even a proverb saying, "No peace will be made until the horse nicker," and the humans shake hands.
Баланы ашамайға мінгізу. Буыны қатып, жаңағы омыртқасы жаңағы бек. Осындай деңгейге жеткен балаға, бұл балаға жаңағы арнайы оған ашамайға мінгізу рәсімін жасайды. Оған бір тай, жуас тайды үйретіп береді. Үлкендер оны жетектеп жүреді. Баланың жаңағы
As soon as a child's bones are strong enough to keep her safely in place in her saddle, the ritual of horse befriending is conducted. For this purpose, a friendly yearling is raised and prepared. Despite the fact that the child doesn't get to ride the horse itself and is walked by somebody, this moment will be one of the most important events in her life. To ensure that the newfound rider doesn't fall over, additional precautions are taken. This ritual's first purpose is to show the child that she now owns a horse and a saddle. As she will grow, the appropriate harness will be made, and the smaller ones will be passed down to the younger brothers and sisters, but the idea is to teach the child to trust the animals and to trust herself. We can't deny the importance of this ritual to the child's emotional development. A child that shepherded goats in the close vicinity now can take her herd far away. After saddling a horse, a plethora of opportunities for the racing, wrestling, and gaming opens up to the new rider. The physical activities beget physiological development and unquestionably strengthen the bond between the animal and the child. Now she has to decide what to do with it.
Үлкен бір міндет атқарады. Қозыны жаяу жаятын бала енді алысқа таймен жаятын болады, топтасып. Онымен бірге балалар еркін көшпелі ортада алуан түрлі ат спортымен, жаңа дене спортымен, күресу, аударысу, ат үстінде тартысу деген тәрізді осындай. Таймен жарысу, осындай қарекеттерді олар өз деңгейінде, өз санасымен жасай береді.
For a nomad, no other animal is as important as a horse. The tradition of mounting a child on top of a horse as soon as she can keep her spine erect is an important tradition. But the art is not in riding the horse as a vehicle. Understanding your horse, partially or completely unifying with it emotionally, is a true Kazakh trait. Horses are highly revered and included in the great 7 elements of Kazakh heirloom. A child that will find a way with a horse will find one with other animals. That's the law of nature. That's why the horse was the first to be introduced into the child's life.
Көшпелі ортадағы ең үлкен бір дүние мына баланы малсақтыққа тәрбиелеу. Малға, малсақтық. То есть малдың жаңағы мінезін, оның
Raising a child who can care for the cattle was a critical requirement for the nomad cultures. Understanding animal behavior, food preferences, water requirements, and signs of illness was imperative for the survival of the nomads. A Nobel Prize winner, Hans Scher from Austria, ethnically a Hungarian, discovered interesting facts about stress and ethnology. He studied animals in captivity and animals in nature. Owing to his research works, he opened great scientific news. Subsequently, he drew parallels between humans and came to the conclusion that the closeness between the animals and people, provisioned in the Kazakh culture, affects the development of emotional intelligence and empathy in humans. As humans have different characters, they have connections with their year of birth, month, date, and to their ancestors' characters as well. They can be unreliable, brave, calm, or passive. Based on the response from both animals and humans, he was able to distinguish 9 different types of mentality and named each type after a particular animal. In Kazakh, we have words that describe human properties in animal terms. A lot of them can be found in Jibek Aymatov's psychology behind the choice of art form.
Атақты Jibek Aymatovтың психология және өнер таңдау деген үлкен еңбегі бар. Сонда неміс психологтардың еңбегіне сүйеніп отырып, адамның несін 9-ға бөліп, сонымен жіктеп, талдайды.
We must admit that hunting with vermins, sayat-shilik, takes a very special place in the Kazakh culture. Teaching a child to hunt with birds is the epitome of this art. Sayat-shilik is not a trade that helped people earn money. Known to be a very noble pastime, sayat-shilik took in young people to instill the empathy for the birds. With the hope that the child will soak in the eagle's properties, adults gradually introduced children who show the fighter's character. Sharp and clear young people grew together with their birds.
Көшпелі ортадағы негізгі шаруашылық, мал шаруашылық деп айттық, ал қосалқы шаруашылықтың бірі жаңа саятшылық. Саятшылық деген не? Саятшылық деген бұл пассив аңшылық.
Certainly, the cattle breeding is integral in the nomad culture. One particular case of the practice is bird hunting. A passive form of hunting, this particular type excludes the human out of the equation. By sissing the vermin or a dog to an animal, the human stays out of nature's way. This way of hunting takes a lot of time and effort with meager results. This kept the hunt exclusive to the rich and famous spending their free time in the wild. The less fortunate only served as waiters and helpers around these hunting sessions. Besides this type of hunting, there were various other types provisioning a more active role for the human participants.
Ағын құс көп орындарда арнайы жақын тұрып, соны кәсіп еткен, сонымен бірге аңшылықтың басқа түрімен де тұзақ құру, ату, соғу тәрізді жаңағы өзінің актив түрімен де жаңағы айналысқан.
Mansur is fascinated with the art of hunting and falconry. We'd be right to say that this is the blood of his great ancestors talking in him. He felt strong aversion towards the Tazi dog, but very soon learned to love and appreciate the noble breed. In a similar way, his first introduction to an eagle didn't go smoothly, but he overcame himself and let the bird onto his hand. He followed his brother's advice and tried to let the bird fly off into the sky, and it wasn't too hard. Mansur learned fast. The leather cap and the metal pounce protector is not for the faint of heart to see, but the boy got used to the bird and doesn't restrain himself from patting the bird. This way shall a new friendship begin.
Жаңа атақты Мұхтар Әуезов айтады, бұл аңшылық деген өз өнер дейді. Адамды ақындық күйге жеткізетін дейді, өнер дейді. Ал өнермен екінің бірі шұғылдана бермейді. Оған соған бейімі бар, икемі бар, соған қызығушылығы бар адам ғана шұғылданады.
Mukhtar Awezov used to say, hunting is an art that sharpens minds. Truly only few can occupy themselves with this art. It requires passion, mental agility, and talent. Many a time these people have their forefathers to teach them the ropes of the trade. Grandfathers and fathers teach their offspring and pester the one with the biggest talent. To the eye that sees, talent is as visible as the rock. Especially so in the young children. They don't eschew their true interest in favor of anything. The young children who have an interest are taught falconry art and hunting with greyhound dogs. First of all, we can see here an ethnology task. The interest, the passion, the eagerness to understand the animals and hunting shine bright. Gradual involvement of these children in the bird hunting starts from the introduction into the kinds of birds. Eagles are different from hawks, hawks are different from falcons, and are not to be confused.
Мінез құлқын сол балаға дарыту. Алдымен балаға оны шәулік, қырандардың, құстардың түрін таныстырады.
Mansur enjoys racing with me.
He
enjoys riding the horse. Mansur enjoys racing with me. It runs in our blood. We need to feel the wind on our skin. This is how I see it. Mansur showed interest in learning how to hunt, how to handle the bird, and how to read its mind. The height of its flight, the daring attitude, and might fascinate the boy. I believe that every Kazakh boy can relate to the bird's nature. Child-rearing practices are always relevant. That's why our ancestors strove to preserve and develop them into a science. From the first days, in the small installments, the nomadic values are imbibed with the milk of the mother to the first steps, to the first fairy tales, and myths from the grandparents to the active games in the field to the arts and crafts in teenage years. All these steps are crucial to raising a committed citizen of the world with a healthy outlook and perception. The next integral part of raising a successful child of the steppe is the introduction to the musical instrument, the dombra in particular. The ubiquitous presence of the dombra in each household made this instrument one of the more beloved and revered arts anybody could learn. Fortunately, this tradition of teaching the children to play the dombra is coming back. Mansur learns from his mother. His younger sister seems to enjoy singing the folk songs. This is how these cultures seeps into a child.